Hey guys, Gary J here. Today we're at the lake, but I got a new toy here I wanted to show you. And this is a takedown recurve bow, called Keshes. And I did a lot of research, and a couple of reasons I bought this takedown bow is because Samick takedown bows is very popular as an economical bow for about $150. They also make this bow here, Keshes, and one of the big reasons I bought this is because it's 62 inches long, 62. Most of the bows are 58, which 58 really is for a person with about a 24-inch draw, and so this is, to me, more suitable. But it's a beautiful bow. I want to show you how compact the takedown bow is. The ruler here is 24 inches long right here. And I can tell you it's 6 inches across here and 3 inches tall. So that's just very compact. And for about $110, you can get this bow. Also, for another $20, you can get a dozen arrows. Now, these are carbon type arrows. They're 500 spine, which is and they're 30 inches long. The bow here, the Keshes, is a 50-pound bow, so the 500 arrows probably won't work very well with that. I can cut them down, and I don't know, maybe I can put a lighter point on them or whatnot to make them stiffer, but I'll see how they fly. But I have a traditional bow that I can use it on. But this is the Keshes, again, made by the same company, Samick, and about $30 cheaper in some ways. So it comes with the instruction manual here. It comes with a sight, believe it or not. This is a cheap sight. It's not an expensive one. You can pay several $100s for a sight like this. A really nice one. But it gets you going if you want to use a sight on this. This is the riser. And the riser is very, very pretty. And we have the limbs here. And the riser is 19 1/4 inches long. And let's see how long the limbs are. The limbs are 22 inches long. Let's see, 23 inches long. So the limbs are 23. The riser is 19 1/2. And so you got your riser, you got your limbs. You got a 14-strand Dacron string right here. You got a string rope here for putting the string on and taking it off. You've got a arrow rest right here. It's a cheap arrow rest. I ordered a couple other things for it, just for my use. But it's very easy to assemble and put together very quickly. I'll show you that. Okay, so let's take this out of the wrapper. This is really a pretty riser right here. Look at that. It's just beautifully perfect laminated sections to it. Bow shelf. It's got a little bit of a crown in it, which is good. And this looks like metal right here. And like it hold your limbs pretty well. So that's really, really nice. And the limbs here, I think this is phenolic on here, coating, black laminated. And so they're really pretty. And says 62 inch on the length right here, 50-pound pull, model 310.3. And this one here, Keshes. This will be your top limb, the limb that goes at the top, and the points here face away from you when you're holding your riser. Some people don't know that, so that's why I mentioned it. In your string here, and I think we went over that. So how easy it is to put this together. It's like plug and play. So the limb that's got the writing on Keshes is your top limb. okay? And the points go away from you. I like it because it's so compact, 24 inches for the whole box. Tighten that, it's really snug. And your other limb here. Notice you got this protrusion right here, this bevel. Lets you know what end is up. Okay, that's it. Now all you have to do is put your string on it. Okay, this is your string right here. Notice you have two sizes of loops on one end of your string. This is smaller and this is larger. Take the top limb of your bow and slide your limb in here, the tip of your limb, slide it in here and slide this down your limb right here. It'll go down the limb a certain amount. This is the little loop. This goes at the very bottom. But let's go ahead and just put this one on here so you'll see. Slide this one on here. This little cutout right here is for the string. You'll see that later. But pull this down right here so that you can put your bottom string on. Okay, so you put your bottom string on and put it in this slot right here. Hold it like that. Make sure that that looks good right there. On your bowstring right here, you're going to put this bigger end. The other end is smaller than this. And what this does, it will hold it in place, okay, so that this will not slip off. That's very important, okay. And then your string here will go all the way to the end. And see how small this is right here? It goes over right here. So what you're going to end up doing, turning this upside down, letting the string fall, and step on it. Okay, you're going to be stepping here. On a 50-pound bow, I would put 1 foot here and 1 foot here and pull up in the center of your riser. You keep doing that, and you'll be able to slide this loop right here. You'll be able to slide it all the way up here, and you see where this is why it's smaller, because your loop will fit in here. With the 50-pound bow, you got to pull real hard, real hard. I found that out. These limbs, I measured the poundage, they're about almost 52 pounds. They'll limber up though, okay? So you can see that little gap right there where the string will go. But once you get it strung up, we can do that. Okay, this is how the bow looks strung up. A very pretty bow, really beautiful bow. 110 bucks for the money. You're gonna need a arm protection here for your forearm, and you're gonna need some gloves, and these are pretty decent gloves here. These are extra, you gotta buy that separate. I bought this separate too right here. This is like kind of like a felt, it's like an animal hide, looks like. But this goes on your arrow rest right here, the flat part of it, and this goes on the side of it, the vertical part. And this right here, I like these right here because these right here stick on to your string right here. Not on the string itself, but you take the string off and that groove and all, you put that skin between here on the limb. That way you don't have the string slapping the bow so bad, making a lot of noise. It quiets the bow down. That's what that does. And this right here wraps around the string. Okay, and it just kind of fluffs up across here, like my hand, and it fluffs up like that. It's going to help silence that string too. So that's a good thing. And I put one knock on here, and I've got it so the arrow's up a little bit high. The one thing about this nock here, I put this on, I put the arrow and got it perfect, and then I raised it up so that it's nock high. It's probably 5/8, 4 5/8 too high. but I know my arrows are going to hit in and the nock is going to be up. And then what I'll do is come down after I shoot it and see where the nocks are hitting the target. I'll come down 1/16 until the nocks level out. Okay, now I'm going to shoot it bare bow like this right here and just see how it shoots without changing the nock, without putting anything here on the arrow rest or putting any kind of sights. Just like a regular traditional bow, we have no sights. We use instinct to shoot. And also, there are about 5 different techniques that you can use to be able to shoot a bow without sights and be fairly accurate too. So that's what we're going to do. Keshes. So there are a lot of things we can do. I ordered a special arrow rest that goes right here. It's magnetic, that goes here, and a plunger that goes on the other side here to push my arrow, let my arrow be right or left. But this shoots pretty much true center, so this won't be too much of a problem there. But really, beautiful bow for $110. But again, you got to buy this extra. The string silencers and all that's extra too. I think this was like $12 to $14 for the string silencers, that animal material here and stuff. And these kind of vary in prices. You can find them on Amazon pretty cheap sometimes. You either want this or you want a tab. I like the tabs a lot too. The brace height from here to here is supposed to be like, I think 7.5 to 8.25 inches. You can decrease the brace height here to the lowest, maybe a tad under that possibly, if you need to, or make it a tad longer just by rotating the string before you put it on, and that will shorten the string and make the brace height longer, or turn the string the other way and it'll make the brace height shorter. There's an advantage to that. A brace height that is shorter will keep you from slapping the bow limbs, making a lot of noise, because you don't want a lot of noise when you're hunting, if you're going to be hunting, you know. So shorter brace height will help with that. So that's why you would go to the minimum. So that's helpful. So we'll try her out and see how she shoots just like this without anything on it, because she's going to shoot better when tune her up more. I would mention when you take your bow apart, again, take your bolts here and screw them in like that. So they'll be out of the way, and you won't screw them all the way in pretty much. That way you won't ever lose them. Otherwise, if they're free floating in here, there's a possibility you could lose one of them. This way you know you're going to have it, okay? Okay, I put everything back in the box. And it holds my gloves, and it has the sights here. We'll try that later on. So everything's back in this 24-inch box, which is really the great idea of being something compact. And this is my rangefinder. Here, I could put that in. That might fit in there. But, so we got everything that you need right here. Okay. Let's see how she does, just bare bones. Just got one nock on it, nock high, and don't have a rest or anything like that on it. Just using the bare shelf, and it's got a little rise to that shelf, so that's good. And about a 1.5 inch target. And let's see how she does. This is 50-pound pull. I'll tell you what, I can shoot 65-pound bow, 70-pound bow all day. I don't have a problem. But when you hold 50 pounds back, all the way back, you're using different muscles than you do, because with a compound bow, it's hard when you start pulling it here, get about halfway, it eases up. You build up your muscles for that. But here, it's easier when you first start out, and then when you're all the way back, you got all the pressure, so you're really using your archery muscles then. All right, let's see how we do. That's one. It's almost hit it. Almost. I think that's right beside that other arrow. Ooh, I think we got it that time because it sure moved. Oh, somehow or another, that one shot a little, huh? Always confuses me. Ooh, I think we hit it a second time, that little target. Now, ooh, I don't think that one was too far off. Ooh. Well, let's see how we did. Another little target here. Ooh. A little target has been murdered. Okay. You see our target here has just come apart. 1, 2, pull these out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's all of them right there. So this is the wire for the target, and this is kind of dry rotted, but it was right here. So I mean, we were shooting within inch of the target with at least 5 arrows. I knew this one shot off to the left just a tad, but these 5 right here were within an inch of the target itself, because it was right here. I'm shooting around it, but that's not bad. So that's not bad there, and I haven't shot in months, and especially a traditional recurve type bow. I haven't shot a recurve in a long time. I have a recurve, old one from 1960, 65 or 6. I got a video on it, shooting it, and beautiful bow, recurve. So that's not horrible. My fist right here, about the size of your fist. So you got to build up these muscles though to shoot the 50-pound pull. You wouldn't think it's that much, but I mean, at 50 pound, when you got it all the way back, it's hard to pull it all the way back and have form like you do with a compound bow. It's a lot easier to pull all the way back with a compound bow and and get everything just lined up perfectly. But 50 pound, you only have a few seconds to pull the string. So I'm not too ashamed of that.